Try this again. What's going on, everyone? So today we're going to take a look at the Taurus PT58. Now, I'll show you right here. Nothing in the magazine. And nothing in the chamber. Completely empty. If you're familiar with my channel, you'll know that I have covered the G2C, the G3, and the TX22, but I had said that I had no information on like older Tauruses. Well, my buddy was like, well, why don't you check out one of the oldest Tauruses that you can get your hands on? And that would be this PT58 SS, made from like 1988 to, what was it? 1996. So those were the years that the manufacturing ran for this. So it hasn't been made in quite some time. But just kind of wanted to cover it. Took it to the range today, shot it a little bit. Had some weird failure. I had a problem where whenever I was firing it, I wasn't anywhere near this mag release. A magazine kept popping out. Then I had someone take a look at it, and you notice that if you just grab that mag, you can actually just fully just pull it out of the firearm, which you're definitely not supposed to be able to do. So that's pretty big problem. As far as firing it goes, though, it didn't have any malfunctions as far as like failure to feed or anything like that. I mean, it failed to feed whenever the magazine fell out of it, but you know, that's a given. But it didn't have any malfunctions like that. This one is a 380, so it is not like my traditional 9mm Tauruses. So this one's 380, and with the weight of this gun and being 380, it has like no kick whatsoever. So I mean, it was fairly easy to shoot, even though it's got a very awkward, bulky grip. So this grip is huge. I mean, it's hard to get. I mean, I can get a full grip around it. It's just, it's not a solid grip. It's got metal here and metal here, so you slip on it real easy. But because it is a 380, it doesn't really affect it. But if you had something like this in a larger caliber, you might need to get some form of a grip or something on here, or replace these with like a rubberish or something like that. It does have a slide safety, so if you click it up, that's safety, or if you pull it down, it's a decocker. So it does have that. And over here, I believe this is part of the breakdown, but I'm not going to get involved with that because the owner said that this is really annoying to put back together once it's broken down. Now, these things weren't priced like how Taurus has the G3 you can get for 250 bucks, give or take. These aren't priced as well, so I think even pre-owned, you're still looking at, like if you try to buy one of these now, you're looking around 400 bucks or so. That's what online said anyway. So being that this would be priced around there, I wouldn't buy it unless I was a collector and I was collecting it for some reason. I wouldn't necessarily purchase this. It was just something interesting that I got to shoot. They try to copy like a 1911 style with this. It's nowhere near as good as the other 1911s that I've shot. I did a Springfield 1911, which I don't know if I'm gonna post that video before this one or after it, one of the two. And then my buddy's got a Rock Island that I need to check out, and I've done the CZ, which is kind of like a similar to a 1911 platform, the SP01, and then the Beretta 92 FS. So 3 different 1911 platforms, and then there's this one, and this would not be the route that I would go. Given all those other firearms are more expensive, but I almost would get a polymer frame handgun before I would think about looking at something like this. But I thought, regardless, it was interesting to be able to get a hold of something that was older, especially since I've covered other Taurus things, and I didn't have anything from their past, so I thought it was pretty unique. Now, it doesn't feel bad. I mean, the trigger's not heavy. I mean, it does have something I noticed whenever I was firing it. This trigger creeps for a long time. You're pulling it, you think it's gonna fire, you think it's gonna fire, you think it's gonna fire, and then it takes all the way until you're way back here where you think it should have already pretty much ignited. Then it fires. So that was one thing that I noticed is when I was firing it, that I was pulling the trigger and I was like anticipating a fire, and it just waited and waited and waited, and I was like, did I have a failure? And then I realized I had to pull it just a little bit harder. The sights are a 3-dot sight. I mean, they're not tritium anything fancy, they're just 3-dot sight. But however, this does look pretty good. I'm not against the look of it. I like it quite a bit. Maybe my opinion would be a little bit better on it if the magazine didn't keep falling out while I was trying to use it. But it doesn't look bad. I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, definitely wouldn't be something I'd carry. It's too bulky. And it's 380 and I like carrying 9. So, but it was a unique experience. And I learned a little bit from it. And that's the goal, was over time I learned more and more. A little built-in beaver tail. I didn't have any slide bite, anything like that. My hand's low. So, yeah. Interesting firearm. Just thought I'd share it with y'all because it was something that I had an opportunity to borrow for a week and check out. And thought it was pretty cool. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Got a lot of new things to come. Did a polymer 80 build. I'll be covering that in a future video as well. And then, yeah. So, other than for that, I'll catch y'all later.